and welcome to the 4th episode of CoD Psychology. In this series I look at how we behave when we game and why we behave that way. I'm loving all the comments these been getting. It's really great to see you all getting interested in the topics, so please do carry on commenting. And if you want to catch up on the first 3 episodes, they were on arguing, fighting depression and game rage. There are links in the description below, so check them out if you're interested. Okay, so last week we looked at anger in gaming, the rage, why we get angry, what we do when we get angry, and if we can use anger positively. This week we're going to look at something that's actually related quite closely, you controller smashers you. It's maturity. So, maturity and immaturity, really. Immaturity is essentially being underdeveloped emotionally and intellectually. Is lacking insight and wisdom. It's being juvenile and childish and generally a bit of a pillock. So, is the gaming community in general immature? I think it's a pretty obvious answer, and I think the answer is yes. As a whole, there is a huge amount of immaturity in the gaming community. Everyone has come across the people in a multiplayer lobby who insist on being total knobs. They play music down the mic, they beatbox badly, they rap about their mum having sex with a pineapple, I don't know, just knobs. My favourites are the ones who do funny voices at you. That's air quotes funny voices, not actual funny voices. Just occasionally you'll get someone who does successfully put on a funny character which will make you laugh. Recently there was a YouTuber called Herder of Buffalo in our lobby. He actually made us all cry with laughter because he did a Russian beatboxer that was really, really funny. That was actually entertaining. But this is rare. Generally, the funny voice crowd are not actually funny. Surprisingly, they are not receptive to constructive criticism either, such as, "Please shut the hell up, I'm actually trying to jam wax into my ears so I don't have to hear you." They go on and on and on, and when you don't respond, they don't give up. They think they're hilarious. They want you to suck their mum's knob, and it just doesn't get any funnier. These people have the loneliest games known to man because everyone mutes them. I bet you a lifetime supply of Ritalin that their mum and dad really wish that they could mute the little bastards too. They probably go through 5 bottles of economy gin every night just trying to drown the incessant hilarity out. I don't get these people, but then that's because I have some basic level of not being a total wazzock. Another brilliant example of immaturity in gaming is the random profanity-spewing hate monkey. They found out you're a woman, they call you a lesbian, as if that's an insult for a start. What would be wrong with being a lesbian? What would be wrong with admiring boobies, for the love of God? Have you seen boobies? They're great! I get these ones in YouTube comments a lot too, you know, blah 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 blah. Meh. Immaturity and ignorance does not impress me, and I'll just thank you for the view and the love, and I'll move on. So, why? Why are we as gamers an immature bunch on the whole? I'm not tarring us all with the brush, but in general, there is more immaturity than maturity in gaming, and it has become a problem. Again, it's an obvious answer when you think about it. It's because gaming is a hobby that you start as a child, and a vast number of gamers are still children. So you start off as a child gaming and you build up a certain set of actions and responses to situations that tend to stay with you. So first of all, we've got a big bunch of gamers who still are children, and then we've got a big bunch of gamers who started as children and keep reacting in the same way as they did when they were children. First of all, we're going to talk about the gamers who are still children. It would be entirely unreasonable to expect them to be mature. Our reaction as mature adults to the younger or the immature gamers we encounter is the key, because we are the grown-ups. I'm not absolving children of responsibility with regards to their actions, but if a 12-year-old calls you a knob, that doesn't make it okay to call them a dick, because they are a child and you are an adult. If a child behaves childishly, it is not the right response to return the favour. And this is the problem with maturity in the gaming community. When mature gamers in their 20s and their 30s and more try to fight fire with fire, this is why it's become okay to speak to other people like they just stole your shoe and beat your gran up with it. Because it's all part of the game. It's part of the banter. It's not. Just as it's not in sport or in work or in life, it's just a cop-out, it's an excuse. Treat people like you would want your mum to be treated, not your knob of a neighbour who lets his dog crap on your lawn. Otherwise, all we do is breed immaturity and everything that goes along with immaturity: intolerance, disrespect, impatience. Having said all this about the immaturity of gamers coming from the young age of many gamers, it's not necessarily true that just because you're young, you're immature. I've met so many young gamers, so many who are young, who are way more mature than their contemporaries and than those who are older than them. You can have two people of the same age in a lobby. One of them will be calling you all his best names he heard his dad call his mum, and the other one will be apologising for his friend and telling him to shut up because he's embarrassing himself. The difference is maturity. It's an insight into what effect your behaviour has on someone else and what the results of your actions are. Because I think that's a key part of maturity. It's taking responsibility for your actions, knowing that if you send someone a message telling them to kill themselves, you've done nothing but bad in the world. Your actions were wrong, plain and simple, no excuses. None of this, oh but it's gaming, don't take it seriously, bollocks. It's human beings speaking to other human beings. Take responsibility for your actions and grow a pair. But does maturity mean going around po-faced and serious all the time? I'd say exactly the opposite. If you're mature, you can still act like a child occasionally. The difference is, when you do, you limit the damage. So if you get fired up and call someone a poo-eating goat botherer whose dad had back passage relations with a chicken, you apologise when you cool down. And I don't think there's anything wrong with the occasional bit of harmless immaturity. Let's face it, if we were sensible all the time, we'd be investing our money wisely in a portfolio instead of staying up until 3 AM getting a crossbow gold on a video game. I'd be really interested to know what you think makes some people more mature than others, and also whether you think gender comes into it at all. Are the women more mature than the men? I've heard that argument a lot before, and I can see both sides of it. It does seem to be true a lot of the time, to be honest. Hit me up in the comments, and I'll see you next time. I'm off to practice my rapping in a Lebanese accent. Bye. YOLO swag out.
Be cool, just move with the groove. No funk in here, the beat way too smooth. Let's just do what we can.